So thank you so much for coming. Thank you to the whole GameAnalytics team for inviting me. I'm Valeria. I founded Platonic Games 4 years ago. We are based in Madrid. We started as a team of 2, and we are almost 12 right now. It says 10 people, but almost 12. And we make Kawaii games. Kawaii, for those who doesn't know what it means, it's like a Japanese word that means extremely cute. And these are our 3 top performing games: Kawaii Kitchen, Happy Hop, and Sailor Cats. And as you can see, we really like animals dressed as other animals. They work pretty well with the players, so we keep doing them. And well, when we started, the first thing we asked ourselves was, can we actually compete against big companies? Because you already know we live in a hyper-saturated market, and it's really, really, really hard to, well, compete against big companies like we do. And well, you guessed the answer. It's no, I cannot compete against them. But the good news is you don't really actually have to compete against them. What does this mean? Well, they have the experience, that's true. They have the resources in terms of money, in terms of the team, and they also know the market. So when we started, we were like, okay, what can we offer to the players that they cannot? And one of the things is we can actually take some risks, because you don't really have to take care of a huge team and a huge company, and that makes you it puts you in a better position. You can actually build a community. That's something they can do as well, but you can do it for free from your home. It's gonna take time, it's hard, but you can do it. And also we can find a niche, because there's like 2 billion players, but I only need like 1 million per game, and that's it. I can be profitable with that. So that means that we can find something that they cannot offer to some people who likes like very specific things like Kawaii. So our first steps were obviously analyzing the market, and at that time we looked for games in the US and China, and this was like 5 years ago, and runners were everything. Like at this time, Temple Run, I think, and Subway Surfers on the US were a huge hit, and in China they had also lots of runners. And we thought, okay, we can do a runner. A runner seems like an easy thing to do. It wasn't. And we also were looking for some keywords, and at some point, when I put the word games on the store, the search bar told me, are you looking for games for girls? And I just pressed it, and I remember these screenshots are from yesterday, I think, but 4 years ago it looked just the same. If you look for games for girls, you have cooking games, dressing games, and taking care of something games. Okay? And please don't get me wrong, I truly believe those games are super fun and super interesting, but they didn't have any other option. But if you do look for games for boys or for kids, you can have puzzles, platforms, arcade, and everything. So we were like, okay, maybe we can have that runner, because it's an easy game to play, and it's really, well, I don't know, it's fun, it's a fun game, and they don't really have like these cute games, these cute runner games, these cute arcade games. So that's how we started making cute arcade games. I put the numbers here just to I don't know the word, alardear. Brag. To brag, yes. So those are, as I said, our 3 top performing games: Happy Hop, Sailor Cats, and Kawaii Kitchen. And well, the thing was, why Kawaii? Well, we didn't know anything about keywords. I think we still don't. But you could read everywhere that you cannot compete against like super popular keywords, right? And cute was like super, super, super popular. And we were like, okay, what's a synonym of cute that we can use? And we were like, Kawaii, it's quite obvious. And actually for me, I grew up with Kawaii. My friends like Kawaii as well. So I didn't expect to find out that no one else knew about Kawaii. I thought, okay, it's gonna have like at least 2-3 companies, making games, making kawaii games, and it wasn't. We were actually the first ones, and some people say we got lucky, some people say, yes, okay, maybe we did the right choice, but that's why we chose Kawaii. And one thing about Kawaii is when we started, we wanted to have a brand, right? At the beginning, we knew we wanted like to have merchandising in the future and animated shorts on YouTube and a lot of games that if I make another game, my players are gonna know what kind of game they can expect from me. About building a community, as I said, it's really hard to achieve, but you can do it. And the first thing we asked ourselves was, who makes the games? Because we are developers, we know how games are made. But my parents, I've been making games for the past 10 years, and they still really don't know what I do, at the point that I remember telling them, I'm giving a master class at the university, and they were like super happy, telling everyone, oh, my daughter is a professor at the university. And I was like, come on, I have my own company, you can tell them I make games. And they don't really like to say that. And at that time, I remember a lot of people don't really know how games were made. They thought, okay, games are from huge companies who want to steal money from us or something like that. So we were like, okay, maybe we can tell them we are just a team of two. I think that's the one. Yeah, we are a two-person team. So every raid means a lot to us. The success of the game depends basically on your reviews, and we really, really, really appreciate your effort. And that message actually took us some time to write it, because we made a lot of A/B testing with the text, with the colors, with almost everything. And at some point, I think right now we have like 10% of our players leave a review in the store, positive one actually. And that's amazing because it helps me to rank the games better. The stores really like that, players like our games, so yeah, telling them the truth was good. Also, one thing we had to do was to understand our target, because we knew they were young, we knew they were female. But after analyzing their reviews, I find out that they really like to write on capital letters, because they are like super excited. They are like, oh my fucking god, I fucking love this game. And I actually quite like that, because I'm like that. And also they do really like to use a lot of emojis. Most of them don't really have any sense, but still, it's like, okay, if they put like 3 unicorns, that's a good sign, right? But sometimes they put like the shit emoji plus some hearts, and it's like, okay, I don't quite get it, but you left the 5 reviews, so that's okay. And that helped me communicate with them. I know how to write to them, so understanding my target is like super important to make my kind of games. Also, the power of social media. 10 years ago, the people who could market the game was only bigger companies, right? Because they had the billboards, the newspaper, the magazines, the TV, and you needed a lot of budget to do that kind of marketing. But right now, you can just tell the world everything from your computer. It's actually super important, because I remember we started only with Facebook and Twitter, because those were the social media websites I knew about. And at some point, my artists asked me, why don't we have an Instagram account? They are like a lot younger than me. And I was like, I don't know, I don't have an Instagram account. I don't really know how to use it. Instagram is for pictures, right? And they were like, oh my God, no, Instagram is for everything, like for artists, for games, for, I don't know, everything. So they have the Instagram account, and I remember in 1 month, we got more followers than we had in 2 years with Facebook and Twitter. And they are also like more active, they are more engaged with my content. So every time I need to tell them something, like there's an update, there's a new game, or do you want to try this, or do you want to play this contest, I don't know. I just put it on social media, and I have a lot of active players engaged with that. And the last thing is we make a lot of cross-promotion, and the good thing about cross-promotion is that it's actually really easy to do it. Well, I'm not gonna say easy, because my programmer will probably kill me. Alvaro, if you are saying this, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying if we manage to do it being a small team, it can be that hard. I'm not fixing it. Well, you get the point. I mean, it's super useful because, as Joanna said before, each time a player churns, I can move to another game. So as more games I have, well, the better result. And well, right now we are in a point where our goals are basically what they said before. We try to make one game or one big update every 6 months. For hyper casual, that's actually a long time. But with the level of polish that we try to achieve with our games, it's what we do. And we always soft launch the game to try to have those KPIs. Yeah, you already saw them, 40% day 1, 15% day 7 at least. Because sometimes they are a little bit profitable when they are like 35% and 10%, but that's it. If a game has $10 million, but they want 30% retention, I probably won't make any money. And I also try to have a friendly free-to-play model. That means I design my games around videos, around advertisement, because I want them to watch videos because they want to. I don't really want to put forced interstitials on them. Sometimes I do it, but it's like, okay, now every 2 minutes, so I'm not being that pushy. I think that's it. Yeah. This was actually my first ever talk in English, so I was super nervous. Thanks. And so if anyone wants to ask me anything, please don't. I just want to stop the pain. No. It's okay. Or you can just, like, I don't know, ask me. I'm gonna be around for a while. But if anybody, okay, yeah, they do have questions.
Hey, I'm a Toji. So what percentage of your revenue comes from IAPs and what percentage comes from ads?
Well, it depends. At the beginning, it was like 90% from advertisement, but we try to reduce that number in each new game. Like, we still make hyper-casual games, but we are now focusing more on casual games because they make like 70% on advertisement and 30% on in-app purchases, and that's better, you know, because the stores really like people to buy things.
And I'm guessing because of the extra investment from players that are really into what you're making, you're getting a much higher like minutes played than the stuff we saw in the previous presentations.
Well, I don't really know. I should measure more my games. I don't even know why they work, but they do. People like them. I don't know. No, yeah. I have like a super fan base. They are more invested on the games, but with and I don't know, the everyday players, it's mostly like Joanna said.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Anyone else? You like to see me suffer? Oh.
Thank you. You said you're publishing one game in 6 months, and how many prototypes are you trying to publish for one game?
I think like 1 out of 3 make the cut. Like we do like 2-3 games in a period of 1 month, and the one that we like the most is the one that goes forward. Only one game we developed that game for like 6 months and it wasn't working and we had to kill it, but that's it. So far I've had some luck.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
What share of your audience is attributed to the West versus how you're doing in Asia?
I'm doing pretty bad in Asia. Like super bad. And I'm not having any luck with publishers in China, so. No, I'm just kidding. I know you have another publisher. No, my main focus market is the US also. I mean, I have lots of players from Latin America, for example, and Russia, but they don't really give money. I'm sorry? Yeah, actually, a lot of people ask me that because, you know, Kawaii, it's a Japanese concept, but you also have like a lot more competitors there, and they really understand that my kind of Kawaii, it's not their kind of Kawaii. They know I'm a fake, I think. So yeah, no, Japan isn't working for me either. I'm trying though. Okay, I think we have time for one more.
Just a quick one. Is it mainly men or women?
No,
who use your
it's
games?
all female. It's like 80% female, and that's something that I actually want to change. Like people think cute things are for women, and I think with the younger generation it's changing, but still, you know, I will really love for men to like pink more. I mean, I think unicorns are awesome, so please do more games about unicorns.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, I think that's it. I don't know if the pizza arrived yet. I'm hungry.
Thank you.